Well, I want to do my own thing, whatever that may be. And we don't want to give it up to the Lord of the world. Hmm? We want to give everybody and everything else the credit than where the credit actually goes and who is actually due to. Okay? That's so disrespectful. And I understand where Allah is coming from. As a mother, as a grandmother, okay? We don't allow our children to disrespect us. Why? Hmm? Why won't we just allow it? See, I want you to understand where the Father is coming from. He's not uh, some fun police. Just want to shut down your fun. Can't have no fun around him. It's not about that. It's a little deeper, brothers and sisters. Okay? You need to respect the Father. You need to respect the house. You got to respect these things. What happened with him and the Bliss? Okay? They got into it. Because the Bliss didn't agree with what the Father was doing. Hmm? And because he didn't agree, he had a spirit of rebellion on him as well. Not only was he proud, but he rebelled. Okay? And the Father just, he told him, well, okay, I'm going to need you to bounce. You can't do what I say in my house, in this circle of light. Yeah, I'm going to need you to bounce. And, yeah, and go far away with all that. Okay? Look at what happened. The separation. The light from the darkness is gone. He gone. And he angry. He angry with the Father. Look at his spirit. Because he wanted something to happen a certain way, and the Father wouldn't allow the disrespect. Okay? And we gotta understand that. Father ain't gonna, Father is not tolerating that from us. Okay? This is his universe. He created it. And the least we can do is acknowledge it. And respect him, the maker. Does that make any sense? But for a lot of us, the Quran say, it's hard. It's hard for those that are not humble, that have filled themselves with things of this world. Allah said it'll leave you empty and out of gas, on zero, basically. Okay? You got to be careful with these things. All right? We're going to make a few more points, and then we're going to close. A few more points from the Holy Quran, but look at how it started. I want to point that out. Look at how it started. It started off as a conversation between him and Allah, and look at how it ended. Okay? Bliss got all the way out of pocket with the Father, and got to telling him what he was going to do. And the Father said, oh, no, I'm not rocking like that. You can get out of my house and go far away while you at it. And it didn't end there. It didn't end there. Iblis said, you know what? You done banished me to this dark place. He said, well, respite me till the day that they are raised. Pay close attention to these words because we're living them. We're absolutely living these words. And we're going to prove that today. He said, respite me till the day they are raised. Who is raised? Hmm? Something has to be down to come up. Is that right? It is talking about the believers till the day that they are raised. And Iblis, he really got to talking trash to the Father. He said, respite me to the day that they are raised, and I will come in the straight path, and I will come before them, from their left, from their right, from behind them. Okay, I'm coming for them. And you will find that a lot of them won't even be grateful for you. Yeah, he talking big trash to the Father. And the Father said, well, okay, that's fine too. But those that are found ungrateful, he said, I feel hell with you all. Okay, I got the smoke for you if that's what you want. Hmm? They having a knockdown, drag out conversation. Like, it went down. But what we need to learn from that is how it started and how it ended. He blissed because he couldn't check his attitude. He wound up in another dimension, okay? Separated from the Father now. He no longer a part of that circle of light. Understand that. Understand that. And he got an attitude. Because he mad because he ain't with the light, the real light no more, okay? It's over. Okay, and so we have to understand not only we have to check our attitude during our spiritual development. We can't become a double, you understand, of that vibration of that darkness. Okay, we want to become a double of the Father. You know, we don't want that type of energy on us, and we have to be able to discern and to detect these things. That's what John was sharing with us in the scripture. He said, because there's a lot of false people out here, okay? And not only that, they're going to be right up in the house with you, okay? It's not going to be some some type of outside force. They're going to be right there with you. You got to have the right eye open, okay? This is one, but these physical eyes can absolutely fool you, and we know these things, okay? But let's continue. All right? So, it didn't end well for him. And we don't want that fate. We don't want to end up like Iblis. Okay? That's why it's important for us to check our spirit and to be humble. Because we don't want to wind up like that. And it didn't have to happen, you know? That's the tragedy of it. It didn't have to end like that for Bliss. But he chose that. Do you understand me? He chose that. Whether he understood the Father or not. You know, these things happen. They just really do. Think back to when you were a child and your parents asked you to do something. Something you totally didn't agree with and you just didn't understand at the time. Huh? And you could have got an attitude and was like, I don't want to do that, Mama. I'm not doing that or whatever. But you made a decision whether you wanted to do it or not. And your decision had consequences. I want you to look at the law through all of this. Your decision had consequences for real. And we typically know what those consequences was. When Mama and Daddy came home and they asked you, how come you didn't do what I asked you to do? You ready to deal with all that? As children, of course not. Nobody ready to deal with all that. But that's what we put ourselves in. And the choices that we make. Okay? Keep that in mind. It happens to all of us. Okay? All right. We'll make a few more points and then we're going to close. All right? Now, the Quran teaches us in Surah 2, Al-Baqarah, the cow. It teaches us that we are not to mix up truth with falsehood. And it also goes on to say, do not hide the truth while you know. Okay? So it's an absolute crime in the law's eyes to mix truth with falsehood and to know the truth and to hide it, as he said in the scripture. To hide the truth while you know it. Both crimes. All right? And these kinds of things, as I said before, are to be dealt with. They have consequences. I want you to think about the laws now. Universal law, cause and effect. For every action, there is one equal or opposite, and there's a consequence or a reaction. Is that right? Now, let's focus our attention behind me here to this white board. We're gonna start on this side. Okay. Let me move this. Get a little closer. Come over here. Get a better picture. Okay? Now, up here, at the right, you can see the final call. You got? See that horn? What I want you to understand is we're going to share a little story here. Help us understand the law a little bit better. Okay? Now, that symbolic language up there, that horn, we hear about it in the scripture. That doesn't mean that somebody's going to blow an actual physical horn. They're talking about the word, okay? And the word is God, and the word is good. The word is love, light, peace, and prosperity. That's the good news, as we would say, and as you can see here, that's what the Lamb shared. Did he share that with us? Okay. And we are his spiritual double as well, the Lamb, because lots of followers of Jesus. Those with that messianic, not Macy, forgive my wording, Messiah-like spirit. We follow and hearken to the word. And we ought to be just as sweet and just as humble and just as innocent as the lamb. But we have to understand something. That the hater is upset. And he's lying in wait. The scripture says that the enemy is walking back and forth, going to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. He's predatorial, meaning he's waiting on you. All right? And then in the Quran shared with us that Iblis said, yeah, I'm gonna lay up in the spot and blow up the spot and wait for your people. Right? He had that conversation with the Father. Okay? Understand that. All right? So he's waiting on us. So we have to be aware of these things. Okay? He had a very prideful spirit. I want you to understand that the enemy is waiting on us. Why? Because he told Allah. He said, I'm going to have them change their mind. They're not going to be so grateful over you. Look at this. I want to show you what it looks like symbolically, and I want to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is the heart and a human brain here that captures your physical, your mental powers, your spiritual, your heart and your mind. Okay, these are two different organs, but what you must understand is that they function as one. Okay? Now, we have to learn to have those working together so that we can better detect the enemy. Okay? We can be in tune. We can vibrate higher and faster when these two are together. Okay? The heart and the mind. The scripture talks about that. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. One. All right. Now, what we need to understand about the enemy is that the scriptures say he is the serpent is the most subtle of all the creatures, the beasts in the field. Okay, he's very, very subtle. And what that word means is he's not always obvious, okay? He can make it look one way when it's certainly another way, okay? And I want us to be able to detect these things anywhere we go, okay? Now, keep that word duality in mind again, all right? Because this is the enemy's subtleness and his deception. Okay, he doubles. Understand this. Hear me good. He doubles as somebody that's from God. All right, understand that, and he does these things, and this is how he gets us. All right, because we're not looking for him in that capacity. But I want us to start doing that. Allah wants us to understand the workings of the devil. Understand that spirit. Now I want to show you something. Do you see that illuminated the stars? It's about 13 of them, but you see that? And it's right above the eagle, which is a predatory animal. It's right above his head. You see that star? And you see this star? What I want you to understand about these things is that that's how the enemy hides, okay? Because that's the Star of David on both of those images, above the eagle's head and right here, okay? This is somebody's faith, okay? The Jewish community, this is their faith, all right? And what I want you to understand, Jewish community, especially those who adore and worship the Father and believe in the Torah and believe in a loving and a kind God, and they believe that they are to treat others in that way. Okay? What I'm saying to you is Satan, the synagogue of Satan, very powerful Zionists, have hijacked your religion, your faith. They use this sign too to work all type of wickedness. All right? So understand me clearly. I never ever want to knock your religion or your symbol of your faith. You good believing Jewish community people. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the synagogue of Satan. They double as you. You have to know these things. And I'd rather you know these things than to fall victim to them. Because I promise these people are absolutely wicked. Now, back to the eagle. Look at him. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan broke this down years ago. He said, look at him. It's a predatory bird. He's got wings. That represents intelligence. He has arrows in one talon and olive branch in another. Mm. Talk in peace but ready to go to war. That's a double mind. Okay? Posing as something but really something else. Now, focus your attention on this character here, the Baphomet. He has wings too. He's a dark creature, but he's absolutely intelligent. He looks a lot like a natural beast, the goat. Huh? Now, spiritually, what this means in the scripture and symbolically, that the goat is a mischief maker, huh? A blood shedder. Something that is just causing trouble, has a troublesome spirit. Okay, we need to understand these things. But what I want to point out to you, that the illumination, the light bearers call themselves. All right, it's right above their head, and look at it on the goat. I want you to check these things out. Okay, you see his light is right above his head. You see that? And you see right here, his one eye is open. Okay? You see one eye right here? Right above there. Yeah. They call that illumination in their world. That means that they have reached .33 degrees of knowledge. And now they have entered another dimension.